Video number 2. This is going to be the interior of the coach. I'm going to start at the door. I'm going to go through. I'm going to open up the slide outs, do the leveling system, and explain other systems in here. First on the list is going to be the main power. Basically what the main power is going to be for is storage. You can turn it off, turn it on, just like that. Turns everything off, all 12 volt, turn it back on, and then you have that. The reason being is so you don't have to drain your battery if it's not being utilized. Mostly because your carbon monoxide and LP detector here is going to still draw a 12 volt. If it's going to be sitting for a month or two, you want to kill the battery disconnect unless you're plugged in. Switch to the right of that is the awning, in and out. I already ran it out, have the lights on. The light switch is right next to it. Run the awning in. Nice and smooth motion on that. I'll finish that in a little bit. Alright, I said something earlier in the first video about speakers inside and outside. So a switch next to the awning light is going to be speakers outside, speakers inside. So that's going to run off your main stereo up front on the cab. So we'll do inside. Inside, two speakers that are going to be in the ceiling, which are right above the slide there and in front of the TV, it looks like. And I also have two above my head here. One 10 outlet. Then interior lights. Flip the switch. We already went through the power step in the first video, and then exterior lights. The exterior lights are going to be the yellow light you have there. So I'll turn that off. That covers that. LP carbon monoxide detector. Definitely something that you need in a coach. Propane especially. And carbon monoxide, you don't want to suffocate. Then right above my head is your smoke detector and antenna fine tuning. It doesn't crank up, it doesn't crank down, it just fine tunes spins. Okay, I know I've gone past it a couple times. It's just because I was waiting for a area I could do the leveling jacks. You have to have the ignition started and the parking brake on in order for this to turn on. Power buttons on the top right hand corner. See if I get to focus. Ready, jacks are up. In order to level this coach, you hit auto level. And see if I can get it to remain still. And now you can hear the jacks leveling. Probably not on the video, but I can. Well, we wait for that to level. With the ignition on and the parking, or with the ignition on, it locks out the awning switch. So you cannot run the awning in or out. A little bit of a safety feature. Oh, let's see if I get this to focus. This is not easy. Then when it is done leveling, it's going to say successful. Sorry about the jostling, it is moving the whole coach. Still going. Come on. Focus. Auto level success. Pretty simple to run the jacks on this one. Now, let's say this did go to level. It still allows a 0.01 degree angle, so it may not be 100% level, which is okay. In order to go through this manually, if you want to cook an egg and it all goes out to one side of the pan, you can push the down button, retract all, temperature 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not accurate. Tells it what the battery voltage is. Side to side, like I said, 0.2 degrees side to side, and front to rear 0.2. The manual level, that's what I'm trying to get to. Manual level, to manual level it, you push enter. Now it's going to say manual extend. Now I can extend the front. It's going to tell me where we're at, 0.0, and then left to right. Oh, that just made it worse. So did that. The big thing with this jack is it only knows one direction. If you push front, rear, left, or right, it only knows one direction. That jacks are going down. Coach is going up, jacks are going down. Now to release or to bring the jacks back up, you can either let's simulate this one. Turn that back on. It's going to say jacks are down, ready. You can hit retract button. That is absolutely normal for the coach to shake a little bit like that, especially on an uneven ground. And then I did adjust it a little more afterwards. But when that's done, it says all jacks auto retract. Ready and jacks are up, now you can travel. If you want to, or if you forget to bring your jacks up, once you start the ignition and you release the parking brake, the jacks will go up on their own. That's just a little bit of a safety feature. So basically just don't throw and drive and go. Alright, I'm going to go through a few more things. Should be pretty simple. We got a few light switches around. Basically what I'm saying is when you first get here and check it out, flip switches, see what they do. If you break something, it'll still here and we can at least fix it. Alright, here's fun stuff. Whole control panel here. Slide outs. The ignition has to be off, parking brake has to be on for this. That is a must. So extend. That extended that room, the main room here. Slide 2 is going to be your back slide. And while you're moving these out, before you move them out, make sure you have sufficient space to do so. Don't get too close to trees with this. Alright, so you have right below that slide outs, then you have tank heaters. Wish I had a better camera. Alright, so tank heaters on. Basically, that's going to be for your freshwater tank, your gray tank, your black tank. What you're going to do with those, say you decided you want to go to Florida in the middle of winter and you live in Michigan. Michigan, February, hits -10 or more, depending on where you're at. So you want to keep any of the fresh water warm and unfrozen. Fill your tank from your home or wherever you might be with that and turn that on. It works pretty well when you're moving. It doesn't work so hot when you're sitting still. So if you're sitting still for a long period of time, it works. It just doesn't work as efficiently as they'd like to make you think. All right, so switch next to that is your water pump. Water pump for that, there is another little light up here. It's going to say pump PMP. It's going to tell you that your pump is on. That pump is going to pull from your freshwater tank and go to all your fixtures. So your kitchen faucet, your bathroom sink, and your bathroom shower, as well as the toilet. Again, so you can go use all those things while you're dry camping, or if you're just traveling. Right next to it, you have electric heat and propane gas for your water heater. Now, what I typically tell people to do is use their electric when they're just going to wash their hands, do some dishes and stuff like that. Mostly that way you're not using your propane. And you're at a campground usually, and you're already paid for the electric. It's enough to do your dishes and wash your hands. It's not enough to take a shower. If you're going to be ready to take a shower, either one of two things. One, use their shower facilities. They're usually pretty nice, especially state campgrounds. You get out of state campgrounds, private ones, be charging money anyway. That way you can leave. In that case, if that's the case, you can use your propane. What that's going to do is going to have a faster regen of hot water. You can leave your electric on and turn on your propane. Take a shower. When you're done taking a shower, turn your propane back off. It'll be fine. You won't damage anything. It's something I tell people to do all the time. Alright, so we'll jump into the generator here. Same type of switch or setup as you have outside. You have stop, which is down, prime. I like to hold it until the button shows or the light shows there, and it shows us how many hours we have on here. 0.8 hours. That's how long I'll hold it, and then I will push up and start. Ooh, almost. I like a way too, just a little too soon. Generator is running. It's actually not a loud generator. Because it's a little hot in this building, I'm going to run over here real quick and turn on the air conditioner. Turn on the air conditioner. Press the bottom button, off, fan, high, cool low. I like to use cool high auto. Basically auto, it's choosing it's on high right now. It will choose to go low or turn the fan off if it's on auto. But if it's just on cool low or cool high, the fan's going to stay on all the time. And then you adjust your temperature from here. We are plugged in. Big thing about generator is king. Basically meaning that even if we're plugged in, and we're plugged in right now, generator takes over and says, I'm in charge. I'm the one producing power for your unit. Second I hit the stop button, which I will do. Oh, that one doesn't have it. You'll notice the AC will kind of diminish a little bit until, and then it comes back pretty much instantly. Oh, not the best lighting, not the best camera. I am absolutely sorry about that. Alright, so we have a whole bunch of little things right here. If I could just get it to focus. Focus. Either way. Right here it says fault. That's going to be for your water heater. So if your propane's not turned on, it tried to light 3 times, it's going to throw a fault. I'm going to tell you, oh, the water heater's not on. And you have little buttons here. One says battery, fresh, black, and gray. Push the button. Tells me that the battery's full. It's going to read full. We're plugged in. The only time you're going to see a difference is either the converter went bad, which does happen. Nothing's perfect. Or you're unplugged and you're dry camping. Fresh tank, 2/3 full. It's actually okay. We like to leave a little bit of water in these so people can test things on their own. Black tank better be empty. And then fresh tank, or gray tank, sorry. Gray tank is empty. button right above that is an inverter. Inverter is different than a converter. Converter takes 110 power, 120 power, and converts it to 12 volt. Inverter, on the other hand, takes 12 volt and turns it into 120. That 120 is going to run basically your TVs, a couple outlets in the coach, and most likely the two next to your bed, and not a whole lot after that, if anything else. So if you're traveling, you're like, hey, I want to sit back here and watch a movie, or you have kids with you and they're like, oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? We all know how that feels. You can turn on the inverter, they can watch a movie with a DVD, or if you have Chromecast or something like that, you can, with internet, you can run something on the TV for them. That basically covers everything on this panel. But I am going to turn on the water pump, and then I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to go turn the valves on the outside to the tank. So you're actually, or normal is what it's called. Normal on this one. Turn it to normal, and then I will be right back. Okay, it wasn't too far, at least not too long for you guys. I actually did a couple other things while I was doing that. Alright, the reason why I wanted to do that is so you could see that the water pump does work. Hot and cold, it's all going to be cold right now, mostly because, well, the hot water heater's not on. Hot water heater. The water heater's not on. Nice size sinks, I like that. Stove, cover that real quick. Pretty simple to use. Push in. Oh, is it one of those? And you have a little clicker here. It's going to allow you to push through, light the stove. Push in, twist, turn it over to the flame. Push in, twist, and then off. They do adjust. Now on the oven, on the other hand, that one's not as friendly. You'll need a long match or one of the grill lighters. Underneath is basically a pilot light. And I don't think I can get this camera down that low. I cannot. Kind of see it in the reflection. Okay, pilot light is back there. You'll have to reach back there, light it after turning pilot push hold on. You'll have to hold it until it lights, and then get your hand back, and then start it all the way. You'll be handed one set of keys up front. After that, the second set of keys are right next to the stove. This is where we like to put them. That way we know we have two sets of keys. And all your remotes, TV stands, a couple manuals on that. Let's see if I can find the rest. Not in my direct vicinity. More manuals. Tabletop on this one. This one's an interesting one. Tabletop, you pick up on the front. You can see that it comes that way, and then pull forward, and it kind of just folds down into a bed. So you can have a bed here. I'll show you from underneath. Bed here, a couple throw pillows. Once you have the table down, you remove these top cushions here, put those down to turn it into a bed, which is pretty much industry standard. Hey, look, a microwave tray. Front bunk, I like the size of this. It does have weight restriction, which is 750 pounds. So you couldn't throw a big frat party up here and you expect it to last. That cushion is also for the table. You have a cushion that folds back, makes that bed a little bigger. Then ladder, there are going to be hooks on the other side of that. The flap here, let's move that out of the way. Alright, hooks there for the ladder. Now if it's just two of you traveling and you don't want to run your generator and your AC, a lot of people will just hang a curtain up across this so all the cool air stays up front. Or heat. Nice reclining chairs. Seat belts in there in them as well. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright. Let's go into the power control system. On the power control system, basically it's going to tell us what we're plugged into right now. It says we have service of 30 amps. I'm going to hit scroll and try to get this to focus. Water heater powered, reefer powered refrigerator, AC rear powered, AC front powered, amp. I'm pulling 17 amps right now on a 30 amp circuit. Basically the only thing you're going to be doing with this in particular one is notice that one of your ACs, the condenser stops working sometimes because you're pulling too much amperage, and that's going to shed one of your ACs first, that way you can have two air conditioners. Nice size TV. Underneath is a Blu-ray player, which is starting to become more common. A lot of times they were just DVD players. Fridge. Do the fridge. Fridge on this one, I usually tell people to use automatic. It's going to be A on this one. Mode. Automatic, and a little plug-like thing on it. Now if I hit mode again, there we go. You can either choose between just plugged in, the little drop's going to show propane, or automatic. I always tell people to use automatic. There's no reason why you should ever have spoiled milk or something by the time you get somewhere or by the time you get home. The reason why I choose automatic is because it always looks for 110 power. So whether you're plugged in or your generator is running, it's always going to pull from 110. Now you decide, you're getting done, you're unpacking, and you're not plugged in, generator is not running, it will automatically switch to propane, which will keep your fridge going, keep your milk and your beer cold, or wine. It's a nice size fridge. Shelves are adjustable or removable. Same with the door. I mean, kind of a little small milk spot there. I can't see a gallon fitting in that spot, but it might. We've been plugged in for a little while, so yeah, the freezer is cold. The bad part about this type of refrigerator is, let's say you decide, oh, we're going to go camping. All right, well, that's usually the case. But you decide you want to put in a couple cans of beer and some soda of some sort. If you put them in there on Thursday or Friday and the fridge isn't completely cold yet, by the time Sunday comes around, you're packing up, the soda is going to be cooler but not cold. Your best bet is to put your drinks in when they're already cold. It works great. It will keep it to temperature, but it has to get to temperature first. I'm going to go through and open up some cabinets for you. I always like to check these. The gaps are all uniform. Like I said, go through and flip switches. You do have another slide out switch here, so you can control the back and be close to it. And there's only one AC in this one, but you do have a cool fan. I like these fans. If you've ever had an attic fan in your home, these work a lot like those. They're not as loud. They are awesome. I can feel the air coming back across my neck right now. But it does automatically open and close. Decent sized queen bed. I was hoping for storage underneath, but not really. There's a ton of storage underneath, just not here. 110 outlets in the corner there. I can't get it to focus on both sides. Nope. And a little drawer here. A little cubby on that side. Another TV as well. There's a lot of storage in this medium-sized camper motorhome. There's a curtain there. That's going to be for, actually what I said earlier, between the cab and the house. And drawers. Sink. Have the water pump on. We're light. Alright, here's a fun one. Okay, shower in this one. There's a little bit of pink in here because it was winterized before it was prepped. It actually has a lot of nice height in here. I'm 6'3", and I can actually get in the shower and almost not touch my head. So I mean, it's a step up from most because you are coming up off the ground a little over a foot, or right around a foot. Shower handles. All right, the toilet. There's a foot lever down here. To fill your bowl, you push the lever down halfway. And that's going to fill it. Now, when you're done filling it and you're done using the restroom, push the lever down all the way. And run a little more water if you use anything goes down there that's solid. Reason being is it helps flush it out of the system when you're dumping. But beyond that, not a whole lot here. The dash, it's basically your typical dash, easy to drive. The only thing you have to worry about is a little bit of swing in the back, which you'll get used to in the first hour. But beyond that, the stereo on it's fairly simple. There's no real complaints there. The seats, they're manual, so those are easy as well. But not a whole lot more to it, but that's okay. We already have a few other complicated things that we have to learn. But this is actually a decent, normal Ford chassis dash. Again, 2 sets of keys. The first set's already in the ignition. Alright, hopefully I answered all the questions you might have. If not, feel free to ask for Dave when you get here. I'll be more than happy to come up and talk to you within reason. Obviously with everything else going on. But either way, have a good day. Feel free to watch the video more than once.